Hey everyone, Amanda Mazey, Country Roads Trust, Wren Baker, WVU Athletics Director. Wren, thank you for joining me. A lot has happened since we last talked. Let's just kind of get an overview of the state of WVU Athletics right now.
Well, and first of all, you're getting a live feeling for what it's like here. We're in the basketball practice facility. Somebody's in there shooting. They've got their music
Sounds
playing.
like the club in
here.
here.
Yeah. No, it's going well. I mean, both Country Roads Trust is doing well. Our MAC donors are up. Our football season ticket sales are up. And I think enthusiasm is very high, and we're excited to get through a summer here. That's when a lot of the work is done, as you know, with your husband. There's a lot. I always say the most annoying thing as an AD is if somebody says, "Do you get summers off?" I'm like, no, there's a lot of work that goes on in the summertime. So there's lots going on here right now, but we're excited about the fall and excited to get started.
The spring, a lot of good things happened in the spring. I got to tout, WVU baseball won the Big 12 championship for the first time. For Country Roads Trust, we had our $1 Million May campaign, which was a success. So it's kind of funny, like winning breeds success when it comes to NIL, but NIL also breeds success with programs, and we can't do this without members. And obviously with May, you saw how important that was, and it was a huge success. And we just have to continue to capitalize that and piggyback off that because it will pay off.
There's no question. I want to personally tell everybody out there thank you, and thanks to the staff at Country Roads Trust. And I said when I took the job, I don't think that support of NIL has to come at the expense of MAC donor donations and support of the university. And we haven't seen a drop-off in our support, and we have seen a considerable uptick in support there. Kudos to our supporters and our fans out there, our alumni. You all are doing your part, and I really do believe that as the student athletes come in, we're going to have more and more success.
Tell me what summer is like for you typically. Obviously there's been some change with basketball, and obviously everybody knows that, but what is your job during the summertime as you have this lull with athletics, nothing going on, but you have football season coming up, you have women's soccer, there's a lot of things coming up. So what does life look like for you?
A lot of planning, because once the fall gets here, there's so many games and activities, and the schedule, you're just really managing your time to get through. So this is a time of year where we're really trying to think strategically. What are the things we want to focus on over the course of 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever that may be? Do we have the right pieces in place? Are there areas where we need to add additional staff? Do we need another creative person? Do we need another video person? Those are areas that have exploded in the last few years, and so those are the conversations that we're having every day, trying to figure that out, solidifying coaching contracts and things like that, and talking about the future there, doing a lot of postseason evaluations of our different sports, and making sure that things are going, that they understand the expectations moving forward. Our coaches do, and our staff does. So really, it is that time where you set the course, and you get all the ingredients. You're going to cook dinner come August, and so you're really trying to get everything laid out.
And how excited are you for football? I mean, that's got a great schedule. I mean, you're starting off with Penn State, then 2 games later you got Pitt. I mean, let's just roll right into that. But that is pretty exciting to see what's going to happen. And I think there's just a lot of anticipation, a lot of unknown, as there is with any athletic program this year, with turnover and whatnot year to year. But it just seems like there's a different air of excitement going into this season.
Well, you've done this a lot. When you're around student athletes, you just get a sense for when there's a culture and camaraderie. And when you go over there right now, there's just really a neat vibe amongst the team. They seem to be pulling for each other. They seem to be excited to be doing on this journey together. And the schedule is tough, and especially tough early, but we're going to find out what we're made of, and I can't wait to Penn State, everybody's talking about that and excited about that. For me, I haven't been to a home football game yet, so I can't wait. So Duquesne will be fun, but Pitt, I know that's going to be a real fun one. So I'm excited to get to experience that.
You got your shirt ready? No, you can't do that.
I mean, but I tell you what, I cannot walk through an airport lobby when I hear Sweet Caroline in my mind, that chant is going on.
That's
so
right.
that's already been indoctrinated here since I've been here.
Yeah, when we first got here, that was the only time my kids were allowed to cuss. I'm like, well, you can say that, but any other time, that's it. July 1st marked 2 years of NIL. Your thoughts on where it started, where it is, and where it needs to go to stay sustainable.
Well, I've always been, even pre-NIL, I was one of the people who were saying I think student athletes should be able to monetize their name, image, and likeness. Every other student on campus can. Just because you're a student athlete, to me, that shouldn't prohibit you from being able to do that. Certainly, there's a lot of couching of pay for play in NIL and the system that we have that has no disclosures. I mean, if you were to go to buy a house, what's the first thing you want to see? Comps.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So imagine there being no comps. I mean, nobody. It's only just hearsay and what people want to say. And so I think we have to get disclosures to clean some things up. I think right now we're empowering some people who don't have the student athlete's best interest at heart. When you see some of the commissions that's being charged and some of that stuff for the student athletes that have agents, it really it is kind of ridiculous. And so my hope is that we can establish some rules and guardrails, primarily being disclosures, being one of them, some uniform contracts, those kinds of things. But I'm pro NIL because I'm pro student athletes having opportunities to better themselves. And so thanks to everybody out there that provide those opportunities and utilize our student athletes' name, image, and likeness and participate with the trust. My hope is that soon we'll have at least some kind of clarity, whether that's federal legislation or the NCAA or whoever, and some teeth to it in having more uniformity in how we go about things.
Makes sense. Wren, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And if you would like to learn more about our memberships at Country Roads Trust, you can go to countryroadstrust.com/join.